Hey guys, a brief intermezzo, and I'd like us to take a few steps back at the very end of the Crash Side level, our Christmassy episode. The reason? Did you know there are in fact 62 kills you can land here? I didn't, Tomb Raider's Traveler's Guide didn't, Tomb Raider Chronicles walkthrough for Tomb Raider 3 didn't, and Stella's walkthroughs apparently found out about this in late February this year from a speedrunner known as Footy. I have, however, found out about this from you. Thank you so much for pointing this out to me, and I'm now going to correct my mistake. So let's take a few steps back to the Compsognators room, and did you know that there's a particular tile in the corner of the room that you can step on and just randomly summon two more? I don't know why the original devs put this as a trigger for them. Why not one of the pickups? But there we have it. Taking care of these two guys will raise our kill count to 62, and I cannot begin to tell you how mind blown I was. Furthermore, I thought, okay, maybe this is just the case for Tomb Raider Remastered version. So I took my old CD, dusted it off, installed Tomb Raider 3 on PC, used level skip cheats to get here, and this is also what happens in the original PC game. So this kind of knowledge escaped multiple of us for decades. This is incredible. Thank you guys so much for sharing your knowledge with me, and this is essentially how we're gonna pull it off and become better Tomb Raiders, by pooling our knowledge together. Okay guys? So, raising our kill count to 62, I just wanted to take a brief detour before we dive into what's considered the scariest, but also the most beautiful level of Tomb Raider 3. Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 3 Remastered. This is 115 speaking, and happy New Year's Eve everyone. I promised I'm gonna make a video before the year ends. Not only that, but also the subsequent level video is already out. So first of all, let me officially welcome you to Madubu Gorge. This is, according to many people, the scariest level of Tomb Raider 3, which happens to be the scariest game of all the classic Tomb Raiders. Why? Well, it's a tough as nails level, and that all comes down to a specific vehicle we are gonna encounter here, and that we'll have to master if we are to get our hands on all secrets, and especially those trickily placed crystals in this level. But a little bit later about that. So today we are gonna get our hands on all three secrets. We are gonna get all, listen to this, 8 out of 9 crystals. This is another one of those examples where there'll be branching pathways. Unfortunately, unlike in River Genghis, we won't really be able to take two paths in the same run. We'll have to do a separate run for that. We're also going to get our hands on only 12 goodies here, and the number of kills is also really humble, just 16. And looking at my notes, there's very little in this level, but it's gonna be quite long due to the navigation, you'll see. When it comes to achievements, we are essentially gonna unlock the Captive to Curiosity achievement just for getting our hands and getting to sort of the final room of the level with a certain vehicle, and then as a bit of a counterpart we'll unlock the Deliverance achievement for getting our hands on a different kayak placed elsewhere and again reaching the final room of the game. It's a bit odd because it tells you to finish the level, but that's not really the case. The game just asks you to reach the final room before the achievement will unlock, okay? Furthermore, we are gonna again progress with our Flying Fox achievement. It's been quite a while. 1 zipline in Lara's home, 2 ziplines in the jungle level, the very first, and now all the way here we're gonna encounter our 4th zipline. After that, there'll be 2 more we'll need to think about, okay? So that's essentially the plan. Now, since in one playthrough you only have to choose if you want to do Captive to Curiosity or Deliverance achievement, Captive to Curiosity really allows you to 100% the level properly. So once we do that, just like I sort of did it last time, I'm gonna do separate run just for the Deliverance achievement as a bit of a bonus, like we did in Coastal Village, and I'm gonna show you how to unlock it. Okay, so enough talking. And let's get that MP5 out. By the way, I still find it confusing that MP5 is not actually number 5 on the hotkeys. But you know what? I'm gonna use the opportunity to take a picture of these bats over here, just because I want to appreciate what sort of touch-up they received in the remastered graphics. And yeah, these are very much just 2D sprites, even in the remasters. they are not the beds used, let's say, in Tomb Raider 1's cave level or something like that. I was a bit hoping that would be the case. Now, I would also like to just start out by saying, where the hell are we? We essentially crossed the mountainous region of the crash site level, and we find ourselves in what I believe is the other side of the gate in the coastal village. Now, it could be, it might not be, I do not know, but I think this is where the large wooden gate led to, and sort of a drawbridge on the other side, although it doesn't really render from here because we're never supposed to see it. I still remember when this was used as a promotional screenshot a year ago, back before the remasters were released. It was very exciting to go to Madubu Gorge. It is the most gorgeous level of classic Tomb Raiders. Honestly, it's incredible. Especially when you guys will be playing it in complete silence, with just water rushing rapids being the only sound to accompany you. There's something incredibly relaxing about it. So, the whole crash site level was a massive detour because we couldn't get that gate open, but we finally made it here. Our destination is the so-called Temple of Puna, which will be the next level that is also out today. I didn't want to leave you guys, waiting for too long for the next level, seeing as it's a very short one. Now, in case you're wondering what the hell we are shooting. My goodness. The artifact we are looking for is called the Aura Dagger, and these are apparently auras or something like this. I actually think they are Nagas, also seen in Tomb Raider Underworld. And these little lizards can bite you, but also they have a poisonous breath. Now I'm gonna take a picture of them in a different location, because here they blend too well with the green color everywhere. But be very careful in case, like me, you're interested in not using the medpack, because these guys will poison you and it's all over, just like the tribals with the blowguns, okay? Now, let's try and jump on this aisle over here, and we're gonna navigate around the rushing rapids, which, by the way, are an instant death, just in case the sort of effect does not make that obvious. There's no swimming in this kind of water, okay? It's absolutely lethal to Lara. There is a bit of a funny animation happening if you do fall down there. We'll see if that happens to me. Hopefully not. But essentially, what I'm trying to show you now is how to get your hands on a button which will open up a latch with a couple of goodies and already this level's first kayak. However, that kayak we are gonna leave alone for now. Now, even the camera angle does not show you what happened, but I will tell you. There is a hatch in this overall temple structure, and it has now become accessible thanks to us opening the button, okay? And that's where I want to take you next and essentially show you what's around. Now, I just want to be really careful not to mess anything up. Now, in case you guys have seen my 2017 playthrough, you'll know how much I struggled with this level. But that's because I did not know about single key input for controlling kayak, and once I learned it, my god, that changed everything. Now, it's still not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be so much easier than it was, what was it, 7 years ago. I probably just jinxed our entire run, but hey. I need to fill ourselves up with a bit of an optimism. Okay, and now, let's climb all the way back up. Don't worry, you're not gonna be ambushed by these auras or nagas, or however you want to call these lizard people. These are apparently the result of the artifact. That's how they're being created. And I don't know if they were people once or if they're created from scratch, but these are not really a fully natural occurrence. Now, inside here we'll get few of the very precious goodies of this level, so Uzi clips, grenades, and a small medpack. Again, very useful in case you get poisoned by those things. And now, there is a slippery slope over here, leading to a pool of water, where there's a kayak tied to the Deliverance achievement. And this is why, my friends, I'm going to make the first level save here, and I'm gonna make it on a separate save slot and reload back to it once we'll finish and 100% the level, just so we'll have a really convenient spot to come back to, okay? This is where I'll be doing my ordinary 100% playthrough Madubu Gorge saves, so this is where I'm gonna put my backup for just the Deliverance achievement. But we'll be captive to curiosities, so I have a completely different kayak a bit later on in mind. Oh, that could have ended up very unfortunately, a bit hard for me to focus. Okay, so, yeah, that could also have ended up very unfortunately. Let's go all the way down, and I think this is a sufficient distance to make it here, perfect. And this time, rather than monkey swinging all the way to the right, we're gonna do it to the left. That's essentially it. We want to get our hands on yet another crystal, and I honestly don't think there'll ever be a level with this many crystals. There are 9 crystals overall, and unfortunately one of those crystals I have not figured out a method to get, along with all the others. I'm gonna show you how to get it when we'll be doing our Deliverance run, but for the Capture to Curiosity run, I do not think it's accessible at all. By the way, very easy to miss, there's a button here in complete darkness. Even a bright level like this still uses those tricky Tomb Raider 3 shadows to pester us. Okay, let's climb all the way up. Now, in the original version of the game, there used to be a safe tile. It was a bug that you could sort of land upon and climb up there. I do believe it's no longer the case in the Tomb Raider Remastered. Doesn't matter if you switch to modern or original graphics. So instead I'm going to show you the bit of a longer way to get around and avoid that bug or glitch. Well, it was more like a leftover from the level editor, but made by the original devs. So this time we're going to have to take a bit of a longer path here, but that's fine. I do take pleasure in showing you how the developers intended you to progress, although sometimes there are certain shortcuts even I cannot resist. Alrighty then. Let us climb up and up and up. And, oh yeah, we'll have to grab a ledge. It's not gonna be as simple as just climbing up. This is Tomb Raider 3 we're talking about. Every simple navigation, they just really try to up the challenge in one way or another. And you know what, I might even actually light up a flare here. Okay, so our objective now is to open up this grate to continue along our on-foot path without a kayak for the time being. And we'll have to go all the way down here. Now there are actually spikes underneath, and yes, there is indeed a climbable ladder. In the originals there were these holes in the walls. Here they put some wine and creepers and that sort of thing in the remasters, which I think makes way more sense. Using a running jump like this, you'll overcome the spikes, okay? Now what I like to do as a first order of business is the moment you'll enter that crawl space, there'll be another poisonous lizard appearing. So I think the best method to do this is to go down like this and immediately roll, get your gun out, and fire. Whoa! I think we dodged that breath. Woo! Okay guys, see how vicious this is? They actually put it here. And guys, just forget about trying to shoot this guy with the Desert Eagle whilst crouching. That never ever worked for me. Maybe you will pull it off, but I've never managed to do so. Oh, we get a sneak peek of a crystal. That one will be obtainable only via kayak. It will be a bit of a challenge. Now be careful at the top of the stairs here. Of course there's another one. And no, I did not forget. I know we want to take a picture of these things. Okay. Now, let me press a button over here. Nice bit of grading there. And we can essentially come back. But we would miss out on yet another crystal and a kill, which would be simply unforgivable. Okay. So let's enter the crawl space where we were ambushed by a lizard from. There we go. Seriously, the entire purpose of that crawl space is just to allow us to get ambushed. And just look at this place. This is so utterly gorgeous. And my friends, that's the 9th crystal of this level that we are not going to be able to get in a sort of 100%... Well, I shouldn't call it 100% if we are not going to get all the crystals that are in the level, but you know what I mean. It's a sort of completionist Capture to Curiosity playthrough. That one I'm going to show you how to get via the Deliverance. This is a stream that essentially leads to the beginning of the level, just to give you a sense of the layout. This is how it twists and turns. See, we've been here. There's the massive drawbridge. On the other side over here is the way to continue, but we'll be entering this rushing rapid from all the way over there. Inside that hut is the second secret, and I'm definitely showing you how to get it, okay? That's essentially it. Let me light up another flare here for good measure. Okay, wasn't all that needed, but hey. And now a crystal. Now this is not technically a secret, but it's still absolutely gorgeous. There's the hut I talked about. We are underneath this sort of waterfall area. Inside here, another one of those lizards has now appeared. But again, it's in shadows, so I'm not going to take a picture of it. And I think it might even be dead now. I heard a bit of... Oh. There it is, spread-eagled on the floor. Good job, Lara. So really, the trick to avoiding being poisoned is just to memorize their placements. Unfortunately, if you're just gonna rely on your reaction time, it's not gonna be good enough, especially given this horrible, vicious, evil crawl space. Okay, now something I'm not a big fan of, mandatory damage time. Yeah, unless this is somehow grabbable. Nope, no such luck. So, Miss Croft, you know what I want you to do. Yep, there she is, scratching her legs. Unfortunately, not much you can do to avoid that. There'll be a ton of unavoidable damage in this level, and beating it without using a medpack is quite the challenge. So I'm gonna avoid all the damage that I possibly can, because it's indeed possible, and I once had to pull it off for retro achievements, was getting all the secrets and not saving or loading. And that was an absolute nightmare. This time around we'll be able to save and load freely, so there's something about that. But still, it left me traumatized, and I was dreading the time I'm gonna come to this level. And yet, I think after a bit of practice, I do find it overall easier than the Crash side level, especially given the lack of absolutely evil, horrible, vicious achievements. Okay, we reach this gorgeous central piece on foot. I mean, just look at this. This is absolutely incredible, and of course we are gonna navigate the caverns inside these waterfalls to reach the hut over there, okay? So, the good thing is, this is not slippery, even though it looks like it should be, and counts as a first secret. Watch out, another lizard, and yet again they're in the shadows, so again I'm not gonna take a picture. Oh my goodness. I think I only have a shot at one of these guys to take a picture of. The entire secret reward are the MP5 clips over here, nothing to write home about. What matters more perhaps is to get all the way up and continue, because this will lead to second secret, and in between the two secrets are actually a couple of goodies and crystals. And piranhas, and lizards. Oh yeah, all the good stuff's here. Okay, now I feel like I should absolutely save here, but my pride will probably have me not do that. Oh, this one's really vicious. So here's the thing. You're gonna have a very slippery angled slope. You're gonna have very little time to react and jump here, grab it, and make it across. The thing is, there's a fiery pit over here, and there's a lizard waiting for us on the other side of the shore, okay? So the way I think I'm gonna tackle this is... I wanna align myself there. Okay, start sliding, and then jump forward, but angle Lara to the right. Oh, no! No! Okay, guys, you know what that means. I'm gonna see you back at this spot. This is a great and excellent start to Madubu Gorge. Okay, guys, another chance at redemption. Lara, please do not let me down. Okay. Pressing the action key at the very last moment helped to extend the trajectory somewhat, and we made it here. Now, like I said, on the other side over there is a lizard, but in order to make that beast spawn, swim over here and now you can go back. This is a bit of a neat trick, so you can avoid getting into its lethal range altogether. Okay? Awesome. Now, how on earth are we supposed to overcome this trap? Well, this is, from this point, very easy. This is a safe tile, but the one with the crystal will immediately light at fire. So what you need to do is make a running jump, nab the crystal, and not even touch it. That's essentially the gist there. And we successfully overcame this trap. After a bit of an unfair tumble, but hey. Okay, over in this dark corner, let's not forget the small medpack. I remember really struggling this originally, and skull faces on the sides. This is supposed to be a bit of a hint. I'm not actually sure if somersaulting here is safe, so I'm just gonna take it slow. And let's make it all the way down, okay? We should now find ourselves in another cave, and we've essentially cut a corner of the large waterfall area over here. We've been there, and now we come all the way over here. I just find that sort of thing very neat. Oh look, a glimpse of crystal. Now the camera angle here doesn't really help, but here's what you can do. And no, this will not drop and throw you into the piranha-infested pool. I actually would have expected that to happen, but miraculously no. It's stable this time, unlike the crash side bridge, okay? So, another crystal is ours. We're making serious progress for the Crystals Are Forever achievement, we really are. And now, let's take this monkey swingable path and get comfortable doing it. You know, you're gonna have to learn how to resist scratching your nose during a nose itch. when doing this. There's so much monkey swinging in this level, and ladder climbing, and literally the slowest animations in Lara's arsenal that, yeah, in case you're not into that, you're gonna hate this level. And that's before we even get our hands on the kayak. My goodness gracious. So, even if you've never experienced these games, I bet you heard something about the kayak being an absolute atrocity in Tomb Raider 3. For good reasons, and I actually thought to myself, okay, maybe the modern control scheme will be the way to go with the kayak. But ultimately, when I tried that, all it resulted in was me having less of a precision for it. And that did not make me happy at all. Okay guys, now I should probably save here, but I'm again not gonna do that. This is a way to the second secret of the level. And the way to reach it is we need to reach this ledge, slide down and grab the ledge. But it's incredibly easy to over jump. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna take it a bit diagonally and hopefully this will be enough. Yay! Awesome, and we already heard the sweet secret chime. Thankfully there's this completely random ledge over here being extended, and that's gonna allow us to break into someone's hut. Now, this is exciting to me. I love breaking into people's apartments in video games. Important disclaimer guys, in video games, okay. Just to know, to have this feeling that we're somewhere we shouldn't be. Something I enjoy about all those live sim games, like Deus Ex, Fallout's, well, okay, I shouldn't call Fallout a live sim game, but you know what I mean. There's a certain emphasis on environment immersion, that sort of thing. So many miscellaneous objects being placed everywhere. I enjoy that in video games so much. Okay, and now, the way back is perhaps even trickier than getting in. And essentially what it asks us is to jump over there. The problem being the corner over here, and this actually seems wholly unintentional by the original devs. Let's see if I can nail this jump after a bit of a practice. Yay! Again, I pressed the action key at the very last second, and just like with the fire trap, it helped to extend the overall trajectory somewhat, which is awesome. Okay, the good news is I am approaching my first save point. Well, not counting the backup save I made for the Deliverance achievement, back above the first kayak, but we are approaching the second kayak, and this situation will absolutely require a save. First, we'll need to clear the crocodile-infested pool somewhat. It would be really advisable to do that. Okay, another one underneath us somewhere. Let's just wait for it to turn. Awesome! Now, inside this pool, we first need to press an underwater lever. Let me light up a flare here for you. So ridiculously easy to miss. It's not even on some special textured tile or something, you know, some symbol highlighting it's there. No, just a complete random placement. And now, my friends, we opened up the way out, and from this point on, we are gonna be kayaking. And this is the scariest part of the level, so let's hop in like any vehicle using the action key. And let me just give you a brief crash course of the controls. And if it will look like I don't know how to control it well, guys, I'm sorry, but that's the game. Okay. They went too realistic on how tough it is to actually kayak. And I mean, yes, we have a bit of an authentic experience with some cool gimmicks, but overall it just doesn't work for level design like this. Anywho, you can absolutely use the look key to look around in kayak, and you cannot, unfortunately, draw a flare or any kind of weapon or anything like that. If you want to get out of the kayak, you press the roll key, and you can actually choose the direction in which you want to leave it, left or right, okay? Doesn't really matter. So this still works as we are used to. But, important thing, when it comes to the movement, you can pedal backwards or forwards, and you can continuously hold the key, and Lara will keep doing this, okay? The same thing applies for going forwards. Now, as you might have noticed, she alternates between left and right. Something similar happens if you manually alternate between left or right, but there's no forward or backward momentum, right? This is just used for turning, and you can customize. You can, of course, combine going forwards with one of these keys to make sure that Lara will alternate not 1-to-1, but 2-to-1 ratio, depending on which direction you're holding. But this only works forwards, not backwards. Okay, does that make sense so far? These are very important basics to nail down. Now, when Lara is in any kind of momentum, you can press the hold key, and she will use it to tilt whilst during that momentum. But when the momentum stops, she'll stop the tilting action. Now guys, most of the time you are not gonna be in a peaceful pool like this where there are no rapids. Pretty much all the time we are gonna be swept by some currents, so the walk key will be absolutely crucial in terms of tilting Lara, and I'm hoping to be able to show that to you now in practice as we try to reach a particularly tricky crystal. So, I'm gonna turn Lara around somewhat, and I really can't recommend backpedaling into this stream enough, okay? And you know what? Let's save the game here, because a lot can and will go wrong here. Now remember, this is our Deliverance backup save, so I'm gonna save here. And now, I'd absolutely love to show you how to get your hands on a crystal. We've seen a sneak peek of. Okay, let's pedal forward before we're too far away. Alrighty then, now the currents here also aren't really your friend, but hey. And remember, whenever you're pressing forward, to add that direction you're interested in, and now, using the walkie, we can turn around like that. This is something I didn't know back in my 2017 Let's Play. You can imagine how much harder it was for me back then. But once I learned the wonders of the walkie, it all sort of clicked. There we go. The crystal's ours, and yes, this is the one we've seen from the gap inside the cave over here. Now, unfortunately, I cannot enter using photo mode, but hopefully you remember. Lara, you have no idea what's ahead, but you look very determined. I like that. Okay, so we are now gonna face a waterfall we've seen from up top. The ledge over there is where we picked up a crystal and then sniped a lizard, and this is where we would go if we took the Deliverance path. But this, my friends, is the Captive to Curiosity kayak. And these achievements are mutually exclusive. So, let's just focus on the task ahead. Now, backpedal as you're falling here, so you avoid taking damage. Whew, okay, that worked. We didn't even trigger the red rope. Red ropes mean trouble. Green ropes mean a reward. So let's go again as the stream. And we just deactivated a trap all the way there, which is absolutely awesome. Now, continuing through this current whilst not taking damage is a bit of a challenge that, again, will require some backpedaling. Or if you'll find it easier, you can also turn around. Ooh, nice. And face it upwards. And now, where we want to go, guys, is to the right. Because to the left over here is, well, I don't want to say instant death, but something very close to it. The red rope will trigger these blades. There are also spikes you'll have to go through, but if you're doing a speed run, you can absolutely make it through here. It's much faster, and just pop a medpack or two, okay? So something to keep in mind. I'm probably gonna even show you that path during our Deliverance run, we'll see. Now let's turn this thing before we'll be swept up by the current. And in absolute nature-defying feats, Lara will be pedaling against it. And my friends, if you'll forgive me, I'm gonna save here again, because we avoided taking a lot of damage, and that is a rare sight in this level. For now, we are gonna have to pull off something ridiculously difficult. Let me show you. So, we want to avoid the red rope on the right, on the left, so we'll go via the right path, but behind the red rope is a green rope that triggers the appearance of a crystal. So how on earth are we gonna do it? Well, first of all, let's turn like this. That's fine, nothing bad happens if we hit the rock there. And now let's pedal, 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 with a bit of an emphasis to the left. Okay. Okay, I don't know how Lara's pulling this off. This makes absolutely no sense, but I'm sure as hell happy she does. Okay, through the green rope, and like I said, what this green rope will do, it will trigger the appearance of a crystal on this ledge that we'll get later on. Once we trigger the green rope, we'll have to then pedal around like this, but not through the red rope, then like this, and then again make it around like this. Yeah, easy, isn't it? Okay, I think that counts as triggering the green rope. Let me just show you the crystal there. See, as evidence. Okay, we have some leeway here. Again, I don't know how Lara's able to backpedal against a current. I'm not gonna question that, because it's quite useful. Okay. Oh, no, not through the red one, Lara, please. Okay, now let's turn. And immediately... Oh, wait. And now, go, Miss Croft, go. Oh, okay. Okay, this is wonderful. We pulled it off, guys. But the toughest challenge is ahead, okay? Because I want to get my hands on crystal, and I'm not going to repeat the mistake from my 2017 playthrough where I incurred 7 deaths. I'm not going to be prideful. After pulling this off, I'm going to save yet again. I'm going to show you how to get the hardest crystal in the game. Lots of saving here, which is why I wanted to avoid saving as much as possible in the beginning. Let's try to keep to this side of the cavern. Okay. And pedal forwards to... Yes! Lower the damage somewhat. Ooh, but we did take damage. You know what? I am gonna try this again without taking damage. Let's see how successful I'll be. Okay. I cannot begin to tell you how important it is to conserve as much health as you can, because there is one massive drop at the very end of the level. You know what? This was a bit better. I'm wondering if I should just accept it. And you know what? I probably will. As long as we do not get hit by any enemy or anything like that, we should be fine. And I might regret this moment for not having reloaded here. But guys, that's essentially it. The wonders of the walk key make things easier for us. Now, over on this side is a large iron grate with what seems like entrance to hell. Don't worry, this is just a drain, it will never ever open. And this waterfall over here is essentially the result of, well, just a natural formation. It's a dead end. But what we're really interested in is to pedal against the current over there, because Lara somehow pulls this off. She's an absolute... what would be the correct expression? I'm trying to say Ubermensch, but I think that applies for men only. What's Uberfrau? That would be the way to go. I have lots of German viewers, so you guys could correct me about that. Alrighty then. And guys, we find ourselves at the world's biggest toilet, and we are gonna unclog this thing to progress, okay? Now, where I want to go is again the current, and over there, because that's gonna lead into the third and final secret of the level with a very underwhelming reward, a crystal. You know at this point, really, crystal hunt is all this level is. I'm starting to think Lara's not even interested in the artifacts and aura dagger, but just in the crystals. Now, making it there is quite the feat. We'll be pushing against the current, and these stone blocks are... I mean, I'm glad they're there, because we'll be using them to jump on foot later on in the level, but they make for a tougher kayaking in between. And look at this. Visually, it doesn't even look that strong, but mechanically, this is a very strong current. Okay, Miss Croft, do not let me down, pretty please. Alrighty then, and yeah, we have to go against the current all the way until the end of that corridor with the floating crystal. Look how different it looked in the OGs though. But it's easier to see the goodies, the large medpack and the MP5 clips on the sides. Don't worry, we are absolutely getting our hands on them, okay? Oh, we got a secret chime already, well that's pretty sweet. Maybe we could have triggered this secret also on foot, but then on foot we would not be able to get this crystal. There's this stone face at the very end just taunting us. It's like this stone face is the source of all our problems. Now if you backpedal, this is gonna be quite the Lara Express all the way down, which is awesome. Woohoo! Okay, let's turn this thing around. Oh, I love the walkie so much. Alrighty. Miss Croft, can you pull it off? Nice. And we can just let ourselves be swept by the current this time, which is awesome. Okay, now we came from that side, remember? So where I want to take us next is... Oh, Lara, please don't get stuck on the large chain. And those are definitely piranhas in the pool, of course they are. Why can't there be some nice fish from the coastal village level? Oh no. That would be forbidden. Let's use this current to actually enter another kayak station where we'll be able to dismount this thing and continue on foot. And in case you're thinking it will get easier on foot, think again. Now somehow, going against the current, I'm automatically being swept by it the other direction, which, I mean, suits me just fine, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. I think we're doing way better than 7 years ago. Well, I feel like 7 years of practice should do that. Now, unfortunately, guys, you cannot draw a weapon inside a kayak, not even a flare. And we need to dismount with this crocodile being here. Now, I'm gonna try and show you what I think is the safest way. And Lara will, of course, not dismount to the right onto the stony step. Oh no. Immediately as she falls, turn around and swim up. And this way, the crocodile will not have enough time to turn around. Now be very careful. There is a lizard. I'm finally gonna take a screenshot of these things. I have not forgotten. Okay, they look rather unimpressive like this. But I want to capture the torch and the lit flame as well, because that's a lovely bit of environmental detail. Awesome. And we did not get poisoned, but let's get rid of the crocodile here, unless it's stuck somewhere. Wonderful. There, its corpse surfacing up there. So, important thing, we did not take any damage from the crocodile. This is absolutely crucial to beating this level without using a medpack, okay? Now guys, if you have a nose itch, or nose itch, or are thirsty, or, you know, need to empty your nostrils with a bit of tissue, do it now, because you're not going to be able to release the action key for quite a while. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Because this is hell, and it's going to be quite fiery, and I absolutely should have saved. But hey, my thinking process is, if I mess things up here, I'll get another chance to collect the waterfall crystal without taking any damage whatsoever, right? So that's why I'm kind of toying with Murphy's laws and the destiny. Like, I'm trying to look at the positive side. Should we mess things up here? And see it as an opportunity to do things even better. We'll see. No, probably I'll never manage to pull it off ever again without taking damage. And I'll just end up making things worse and having to repeat a large chunk of the level. And running out of time to record today. But hey, all part of the tomb raiding business. Okay, very important to know which tiles are those affected by fire. So if you remain just ahead of them, you'll be fine. And it goes without saying, it absolutely helps to be on the opposite side of that fire. Okay, let's move, Miss Croft. She's not very fast when monkey swinging, but it should work just fine, okay? And now this gets very dark. Maybe let's switch to OG graphics here. Oh no, past this point, it does get dark anyway. You know what? Never mind. This is actually a bit brighter. I just wanted us to see this turn where we can monkey swing, okay? Awesome. Alrighty then, now let's make a running jump. There shouldn't be any vicious ceiling we would hit our head on. And guys, guess what? The ultimate weapon, rocket launcher. Oh, and we'll be putting this thing to good use in the next level for a particularly tough achievement. Look how gorgeous it is. It was just this, almost like a cardboard tube in the original graphics. But it still had the handles and sort of a bit of a laser aiming light and sight. Look at this gorgeous thing. Oh yeah. And it is more powerful than the grenades. But a bit later about that. I don't want to get too happy and comfortable because we have quite a few challenges up ahead. This means we need to descend down, right? Okay. Awesome. Oh, and we'll be risking life and limb for large medpack and MP5 clips. What's not to love? So remember guys, this was the secret number 3 when we reached this tunnel with the kayak to collect the crystal. Okay, and I told you there's a large medpack and MP5 clips on the other side. This is now our opportunity to get them. Now, to make it, you're gonna need some really good alignment. But I don't want to risk, you know, grabbing the ledge and dipping Lara's feet in water. What if the rapids will just sweep her? There we go. And maybe just making this jump would also trigger the secret number 3. And getting here for the crystal with the kayak is actually not necessary. Who knows? But guys, something evil I want to point out. Look at these vines and creepers on this texture. This absolutely looks like a ladder, even in the OG graphics. But it is not, okay? Unfortunately, we'll have to take a much longer route to get back and above. So, I think this worked for me really well last time. Let's see if that has changed. Whew. Okay. And now, I would like to climb up. Again, very difficult to see, everything is so dark, but see, in the OG graphics especially, this is the same ladder texture as on the pillar over there. This is absolutely vicious. In the remasters at least, this kind of vines and creepers were not there, so they made it a bit better and feeling less cheap, but still. Oh, and don't try to make a forward jump when grabbing this, because the ceiling is so low, Lara will not even begin her grabbing motion. Make a stationary one, quite like this. Now, I don't exactly know which square is affected by the fire-breathing trap here, so... Oh. Uh-oh. Am I gonna regret this? Guys? I was so nervous right now, Oh, okay, okay, we made it. Ugh. Now you have a choice between going left and right. On the left are some optional pickups and beds to absolutely scare you, but... I don't know where they are, I can just hear them, not even see them. But thankfully Lara did not lose her nerves of steel and concentration and kept going, which is excellent. And now your reward is... okay, it's not all that impressive. It's a box of flares and shotgun shells, even more difficult to see in the OG graphics. By the way, I'm still just incredibly happy to see these items floating in the corner of the screen in the OG graphics. Again, something that wasn't the case in the original version of Tomb Raider 3. And at least on PC version it could be patched in via fan-made utilities, but PlayStation version fans were out of luck, like most of the time they were in those times. Okay, and now we just need to make it all the way across. There'll be some more navigation on foot that does make me really nervous, but we'll see. We are approaching the end of the level. And again, looking at my notes, it's not really a long level or anything like that. There aren't many enemies, many goodies. But this navigation is what takes up most of the time. Which, honestly, is actually pretty cool. The ultimate rock mountain climbing exercise. Man versus nature. Lara, you got this. And just silently playing this level, hearing the sounds of nature, there's something incredibly badass about it. I've grown over the years to appreciate and like the Madubu Gorge level, despite the terrible controls being a central theme here. Now the leather texture goes even here, that's interesting. It does not correspond with the mechanical implementation, but I wanted to take advantage of the quicker shimmying just using Lara's hands as opposed to her feet. And now, there's gonna be a cool trick I want to show you that's gonna speed things up somewhat, and I really like doing this. Let's go all the way to the left. Now I want to be careful so that we are not going to hit some leather texture that will suddenly stop working and will end up in the water or something like that. But now, if you keep holding left, this should propel Lara upwards automatically. Oh yeah, there we go. This saves up some time. I don't know why, I just think this is really cool. I could have maybe started this kind of glitch even earlier, but the risk of falling into the water was just too great, you know what I mean? And I think I can already let go. Right? It's so dark I can barely see. Okay, yeah, I think I could have. Alrighty then. Now guys, be ready for a trap gauntlet. And by the way, we are navigating all those rapids we took on kayak but on foot, which I think is just incredibly cool level design. Oh yeah, this is a long drop. Make sure to take advantage of the ladder here, which is very difficult to see. Oh boy. Yep. Now you can absolutely transition into crawl from sprint, but this is a bit risky, because if you try to do it too late, Lara will just remain motionless. And guys, this is not the end. Another boulder behind us, but thankfully you can jump here. And now, let's not even start sprinting, immediately duck. Oh my god, we pulled this gauntlet off. Very nice indeed, Miss Croft. Again, the reason I didn't want to pull off, which, I mean, is a really cool animation, but the sprint transition into a crawl, is that unless you time it really well, you might end up not being exactly under the boulder and get crushed. The guarantee is to just stop it manually, okay? Now, I wish I could safely transition into shimmying using Lara's hands only to make things go a bit faster, but guys, I'm not about to risk that. We made quite decent progress already. So yeah, and I want to reduce my saves count as much as possible. We'll see how much I'll regret that. Okay, Miss Croft, you got this. Ah, didn't even hurt so bad. I think we'll need to go up just once to continue. Yep, indeed, bit awkward there. And now through a crawl space. And this should look familiar. This is where we zigzagged across the green rope and a couple of red ropes to make a crystal appear. And we are finally going to collect the fruits of our difficult labor and collect that crystal. Now to make this jump, all you need is a standing jump, which is awesome. Oh, but we are approaching the crystal, and not just that, another zipline for the Flying Fox achievement, which is really cool. we haven't progressed that in quite a while. Okay. I think, again, a standing jump will just about do it. Awesome. And let's not grab the zipline yet, because we want to get the crystal, of course, okay? As tempting as it is. For this one, running jump is what you need. Nice. The jump back, however, is a bit trickier. Oh my god, it's even darker in the originals? Are you kidding me? Okay, because we need to be aiming at the... No, not like that. At the corner over there. Let's see if I'll manage to... Ooh! Guys, that made me really nervous. Now, I'm really approaching the point where I want to save, but we're not quite there yet. Anywho, our 4th zipline across the 3rd Tomb Raider. Let's do this. See those spikes? Oh, that was vicious. Okay. Alright. And now, guys, we are essentially above the giant toilet plug. And we're gonna unplug it. This is gonna be great. And create a whirlpool of death and destruction. This is a leather texture, despite the fact it doesn't really look like one. And you know what? I don't think I'm willing to take any risks at this point. I'm gonna go for our trusty Desert Eagle and kill the lizard that will appear there. We will have, however, a bit more time and distance for the one that will come crawling out of there. Nice! Okay, we did not get poisoned. Could I actually pull this off without a medpack? That'd be incredible. I mean, I did once for retro achievements, like I said, even without saving and getting all the secrets, but it's a bit different, you know, I've grown lazy since then. Okay, now, in the original version of the game, you would hear a giant, ear-shattering noise that I'm so happy they removed, although I wish they wouldn't remove it altogether, they would improve upon it somehow in the extended sorry, not the extended version. I played too much of Chamber of Secrets recently for my Christmassy videos. Instead, they removed the sound altogether, but let me show you. We have raised the plug, and the whirlpool of death is now there. And I think I see a glimpse of piranha in there. Oh, they're being swept by the current. Okay, that is pretty funny. Okay, no more lizards here or anything like that, which is awesome. And this is really cool. This, my friends, is a shortcut back to where we parked our original Captured by Curiosity kayak. And you know what that means? Yep, it's time to dive into the whirlpool of death and survive with the health we have remaining somehow. And this is why, my friends, I was so keen on preserving our health. This drop... Oh boy. And even if we make it, that's not gonna be the end of our troubles. Oh, no sir, no ma'am, no. Okay. Miss Croft, are you ready for the most painful kayaking exercise of your life? Everything we've been through so far has been nothing compared to this. And my friends, I am absolutely gonna save before this massive drop, because there are multiple ways and techniques we can use. I'm gonna use one that really helped me out when I was doing it for retro achievements. Okay, so let's save, and I would like to face the exit. Sorry, not the exit, yeah, that waterfall over there. Now let's get swept by the current somewhat, and let's pedal forward ever so slightly. Okay, not that much. Oh! I don't know what happened, but it worked, and Captive to Curiosity is ours. Finish Madubu Gorge using the kayak, surrounded by crocodiles, my friends. I think we even have enough health to withstand a bite from crocodiles, and that will be absolutely crucial. As you can see, there's one swimming right underneath us, that evil bastard. But of course, we want to make it to a safe ledge. And, of course, Lara will not dismount to the right and safety. Oh no, that would make too much sense. I wish I knew what the correct timing of letting go would be here, but alas. No, not into its mouth, Lara. Of course, she jumped straight in. Oh, we even got bit twice. Isn't that wonderful? Are we dead? Okay, guys. Now you see what I'm talking about. Overcoming the whirlpool of death. Oh no, that's not enough. Somehow the crocodile took 3 bites out of us, and there was not a thing we could have done. So I gotta do this all over again. Yay. Okay, but I think our technique worked out really well. Even if we preserve less health overall, hey, if we don't get bitten by a crocodile, I'll be happy. Okay, and pedal forwards. Okay, it looks kind of like the same result. I'm really happy about this. It looks like it only, and I use the word only loosely, took half of our health away. That's a pretty good method. Okay, so, Miss Croft, can you please not try to hug the crocodile this time? Okay, let's swim away. He still bit us, but how? We were so far away. Okay, let's just use this ledge on this side. The problem being, guys, we'll be facing 2 more crocodiles after this one. And that's because we have to open an underwater lever under the ledge with the exit. And you have no idea how angry this makes me. So we'll need to immediately roll around, swim up, grab the ledge and climb out before any of the 2 crocodiles will make it here. Will we make it? I don't know. Okay, that was pretty excellent. They can't reach us here, right? My friends, we did it. So we have just 100%ed Madubu Gorge. But I just want to make sure of something. I'm going to make a very satisfying level end save here. And I want to see the stats screen. We did it. We found all 3 secrets, 8 out of 9 crystals, 12 pickups, all 16 kills, and we have not used the med pack. And we took the longer route and unlocked the Captive by Curiosity achievement and triggered the 4th zipline. Now my friends, I promised you, we still have to unlock the Deliverance achievement, and I have made a backup save for this very reason. And I'm also gonna show you how to collect the 9th crystal, although we're gonna miss out on so many other kills, goodies and crystals using this path. But it's something to keep in mind in case you're not interested in 100%ing everything in your New Game Plus playthrough, or something to keep in mind for our speedrun, okay? So Deliverance, here we go. Alrighty guys, so using our amazing backup save for the Deliverance achievement, this is essentially a shorter path through the level, which is essentially the reason why I found it so appropriate to leave it as a bonus playthrough at the end of the video, okay? Now, I did not forget, I promised to show you how to get to that 9th crystal that we were not able to get during our sort of proper completionist-like approach. So, I mean, I'm not gonna be exceptionally concerned about preserving health here. Since this is not gonna be a real playthrough, so to speak, I'm just gonna try and get through it as quickly as possible. And just pop medpacks like crazy. Okay, go for it, Miss Croft. Awesome. And that, my friends, is how you get that 1 crystal you are not able to get otherwise, okay? Now, I appreciate they made an achievement that's gonna make you experience the level in a different way. Now, I don't think these are insta-deaths, so I'm just gonna go through them. Whoa! We managed to avoid that! How awesome is that? I had no idea that's even possible. Okay, let's immediately pop a medpack. And you know what? This time, I'm gonna take the evil left path with the red rope and show you that it doesn't guarantee death, it's just gonna be quite painful. Oh nice, that was really nothing. And there we are, right next to the 3rd secret, so this was a nice shortcut, and we are not even fighting against the stream this time. So now we just really need to get to that kayak station and work on unplugging the world's largest toilet. That's it. Okie dokie, so let's cross to the other side of this large cavern, and that's where we want to go. See how much time we've saved taking this path? Again, this is absolutely invaluable to keep in mind for our speedrun, although, like whenever I did my speedrun for Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider 2 Remastered, I'm gonna do proper research on each level, using some more casual and easier to reproduce speedrunning techniques that will be useful to, well, just kind of most of us, rather than hardcore speedrunners. That's my general approach with those videos. Okay, so crocodile there. I think we can just ignore these guys. I'm not gonna ignore the lizards, I think, because I don't want to get poisoned. But the crocodiles, who cares, am I right? Yeah, still bummed out that we cannot disembark the kayak on the safe side. I don't know why that's the thing. Oh, wow. That crocodile almost made us disappear from the map. And unfortunately, I am not aware of there being a way to avoid this. We are about to do lots of monkey swinging again. So, have your drink, you know, scratch your nose before you commit to this. because you're gonna be hanging here for quite a while. And I wish I had something more and exciting to tell you, but at the same time I find there's value in me showing you the proper playthrough and what it's like to experience it, to unlock the Deliverance achievement, and not make any huge time skips or shortcuts or anything like that. But of course, you might see it differently, in which case you can just feel free to skip ahead. Really, from this point on, you know how to do everything. We are gonna go through exactly the same gauntlet as in our Captive to Curiosity achievement, and we're just gonna be using the sort of different kayak that's however stationed now at the same kayak station, okay? And that's it. Now I'm gonna try and maybe show you that you don't really need to do some of the things we did, because we did them for goodies or secrets or that sort of thing. So I guess there's value in me showing you just how much faster it is to go through the level, just focusing on reaching the end and nothing else, okay? Alrighty then, and I think it's already safe to drop. Yay! Now I'm a bit concerned about the boulders gauntlet with the fire trap again, but let's see. And you know what? I'm not gonna pick up that grenade launcher because it will provide absolutely no value for this run of the level whatsoever. The good thing is that now I don't have to focus on that large medpack and MP5 pickup, right? We just need to get up to get across, and soon we'll be seeing the sort of familiar branching pathway. We are only going to be interested in the right path, not the left one, because we're not here for the goodies this time. Okay. I am really happy with the keyboard I purchased recently, ever since my laptop once has given up the ghost. It's this sort of very quiet Dark Project series keyboard, and I intentionally wanted the chunky keys keyboard because I find to use them very satisfying, but I also want it to be very quiet, so the sort of sub noise is not picked up by my microphone like it used to be. I think that the last level I recorded using my laptop keyboard was Nevada Desert, and ever since then, guys, let me know in case you ever heard any clicks of a keyboard or anything like that. But this sort of sub-volume sound that was very common in my videos up to that point, I have not really noticed that ever since I switched to this one. So I'm really happy about that. And really happy about the purchase, and that it... Well, I'll let you guys be the judge of that, but I believe improved the quality of the videos somewhat. Oh yeah, now these blades are swinging because we crossed the red rope there with our kayak, just to take a bit of a shortcut. Oh, we touched the spikes this time. I'm glad that didn't happen during our proper playthrough. Alrighty then. And now, Miss Croft, I'd like to ask you to just make it all the way to the top. And you know what? I'm wondering, should I try to go left as much as possible? Maybe even touch the ridiculously dangerous looking water? You know what? I'm gonna try it. Let's go up one more time, and from this point on, let's see if it's safe to do, and if it will propel us upwards. Oh, nice. Oh, this makes me happy. Okay. If things like these make me happy, it sounds like I'm a person who has not much to be happy about. Oh, that's absolutely not the case. It's just, I don't know, I find things like these satisfying and fun. And we can already descend. Awesome. Okay, remember, this is a ladder. Very familiar fork in the watery path. I love that this calm, peaceful Tomb Raider theme is playing here just to give you a completely false sense of security. Now, I took a bit of a risk via making that sprint to crawl transition. Again, I do not recommend doing it, but I'm being very cocky. Whew. Okay. And no need to sprint here, you have enough time to just make a jump there, then over the fire, and do not even sprint at all, just transition into a crawl immediately. And that's it. Once you learn these simple tricks, this gauntlet of pain and suffering will never be a problem ever again, okay? Oh no, more ladder climbing. Yay. Oh my goodness. Okay. We triggered the swarm of bats because we haven't been here with our kayak in this playthrough. I see. Okay, that's... I don't know why I find that so interesting, but I absolutely do. And because we didn't trigger the green rope in this general area, you will perhaps be taken aback by the sudden lack of a save crystal on a tile over there. And you know what? Despite the fact that this is just an achievement run, I think I'm gonna save here one time just before the final drop with the kayak. Because if I'll mess up the drop somehow, I don't want to repeat the whole playthrough through the level again, okay? That's why. So I'm just gonna increase our saves count unceremoniously by 1. But given what we pulled off today with so few saves, I'm still very proud of how this level turned out. You know, these are exactly the kinds of phrases that will always jinx our playthrough. But, oh well. And by the way, something I never pointed out, be very careful about the angled ceiling over here. Aim a bit to the right. Lara's not gonna hit her head on that, but it will still shorten her overall jump trajectory, so be very careful. Yay, more bats. And yeah, see, this time no save or healing or collectible crystal on that platform, since we didn't touch the green rope. And I think running jump should just about do it. And I'm absolutely gonna Desert Eagle these guys, I don't care. Not knowing in advance that they're here can really ruin your day. But then again, not all of you, I imagine, care about not using medpacks as much as I do, but who knows. Okay, toilet unplugged. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Completely defenseless when we're expecting them. Ah, so satisfying. And I think there's just a crocodile to worry about in the water, although not necessarily, because we can easily transition from dry land onto this thing. And it shouldn't be able to bite us even during this animation. Awesome. Okay. So let's see if we'll successfully unlock the Deliverance achievement. Lara is a wee bit stuck. Okay, let's move forward and turn. Okay, that's much better. And Crocodile, it's your lucky day. You're gonna hang out in this pool for the rest of your life. Awesome. Unless you want to join us to witness the largest toilet ever made, but I presume you're not interested in that. Let me refill my health. There. And you know what? With full health... I mean, do I want to make a save here? Ah, yeah. So much can go wrong here. So, this is our proper save. Let's use this one. Okay, I don't care as much about making this perfectly as before. Oh! Oh well, that wasn't bad. Deliverance. Finish Madubu Gorge using the kayak behind the hatch. Now, it wasn't quite as good as our previous one, where we only lost half our health, but still pretty decent. And yeah, that's it, guys. You don't need to actually finish a Madubu Gorge like the achievement description says. You just need to reach the final room, like I said at the very beginning. Okay, guys? So, that's it. Both achievements unlocked, and we made progress with the Flying Fox. We are surrounded by crocodiles now, and I'm starting to feel really nervous and uncomfortable. So you know what? I'm gonna retreat into my safe space. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And now, I'm also gonna thank my absolutely amazing and darling Patreons. Blangoopel, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, and Poo2. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons, and for treating myself and Lara to delicious crocodile steak. Next, I would like to give big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Karavetu, Renegade Derny, and Blanket Fox. Thank you guys so much for your support, and also for disinfecting all of Lara's wounds after her dunk in the world's biggest toilet. I would also like to give special thanks to both of my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Pavlianiti and Alexander. Thank you guys both so much for your generous support of the channel, and also for taking young Lara on mountain kayaking exercises in her younger days. This gave her all the knowledge and skills she needed to survive today's Madubu Gorge level, and also do a couple of physics-defying feats. And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel, and also for freezing the time today long enough to allow me to release the New Year's episode today. And not just one, but two. Thank you again. Without your assistance, it just wouldn't be possible to make it in time. And on a final note, I would like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's New Year's Eve's episode, and like I foreshadowed at the very beginning, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging and having to wait for the South Pacific finale. So the next episode is already out and you get to enjoy it, and that's exactly where I'll see you next.